This is VOA News. I'm Joe Ramsey. The G7 will tighten sanctions against Russia over Ukraine, AP correspondent Charles de Ledesma reports.
Leaders of the world's most powerful democracy have vowed to tighten punishments on Russia for its 15-month invasion of Ukraine, days before President Volodymyr Zelensky joins the Group of Seven summit in person on Sunday. A US official who spoke on condition of anonymity to preview the announcement says that the Biden administration's component would blacklist about 70 Russian and third country entities involved in Russia's defense production and sanction more than 300 individuals, entities, aircraft and vessels. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
A Ukrainian military unit released video on Friday allegedly showing soldiers clearing Russian positions near Bakhmut in the eastern Donetsk region. The footage was filmed 5 kilometers northwest of the center of Bakhmut. Video showed Ukrainian soldiers hurling grenades and firing rifles while they were advancing in the woods where Russian troops were allegedly hiding. The captions accompanying the video on Facebook said it depicted assault actions by one of the brigade's special units. According to the caption, Ukrainian forces recaptured 4 square kilometers of territory near Bakhmut. Arab leaders have been joined by Syrian President Bashar Assad for the first time in more than a decade at an annual Arab League summit in Saudi Arabia. The focus of Friday's summit in the Red Sea city of Jeddah is on Sudan and other conflicts. Ukraine's president made a surprise visit. In recent months, Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has pursued regional diplomacy in the area. This is VOA News. Officials in Cameroon are trying to stop a wave of thousands of cholera infections in a country where most of the country's 26 million people do not go to hospitals for treatment. Moki Edwin Kindezka reports from Yandui.
The present wave has affected more than 20,000 people and killed several dozen since April 17, according to the government. Cholera treatment centers like the Jungolo Hospital in Yaoundé say they are overwhelmed by an influx of patients. The government of the Central African state says the real number of infections and fatalities may be higher as humanitarian workers are not able to visit more remote towns and villages. Moki Edwin Kinzeka for VOA News, Yaoundé, Cameroon.
Lebanon has received an Interpol notice for the country's embattled central bank governor who failed to answer summons and show up in Paris earlier in the week for questioning in a graft case, officials said. France, Germany, and Luxembourg are investigating the governor and his associates in a myriad of financial crimes, including illicit enrichment and the laundering of $330 million. A French investigative judge earlier this week issued an international arrest warrant after he did not appear for a questioning in Paris. However, Lebanon does not extradite its own citizens. Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan has dialed down his campaign of defiance, saying he would allow a police search of his home over allegations that he was harboring suspects wanted in recent violence during anti-government protests by his supporters. At least 10 people were killed in clashes between his supporters and police across the country. The first challenge has been filed against Montana's new ban against the TikTok social media platform. AP correspondent Jackie Quinn reports.
5 TikTok content creators who live in Montana filed a lawsuit saying their state's newly passed ban violates free speech. Not surprising to tech analyst Roger Entner. He says the ban could be easily circumvented and not easy to enforce. So this is really more of a statement by Montana lawmakers concerned about data going to China.
It tells me that there's a lot of frustration on a state level to show that they're doing something.
The ban would not take effect until January 1st next year. I'm Jackie Quinn.
Follow us on the VOA mobile app. I'm Joe Ramsey.